So in this video, I want to talk about the 3 tools that I'm using that I think are giving me the most benefit. Okay. So number one, I have a mentor. He's got a bunch of business experience. I'm able to tell him ideas that I have that I I've either, not fully developed them, or I want to like bounce ideas off of him, and he's given me good advice about like when I should scale up the idea, or for example, I have like 7 or 8 ideas that I know I can bring to market and I know they'll be successful, that everybody that I've mentioned them to has been positive about. And I'm very tempted to just, I really, a part of me really wants to just jump in and do every idea. And my mentor has been kind of clear about like, just pick 1 or 2, really lock in on those, and just don't worry about trying to do 8 all at once. So that's been helpful. It's been little things like that, having someone who, even just little things like adding merch to my snowboarding event store. It's a small thing, but I've got a cool logo, and I think people might actually just buy my logo, like buy my stuff just because I have a cool logo. So having a mentor, if you can find one, is a great help. If you don't have one, I would just suggest reaching out to people on LinkedIn who are either in areas that you're in, or like, so for example, there's a cool festival that happens in Montreal, and it's like, I don't know, I think it's like a week long or maybe more, and they do like electronic and rap and all these different genres, and the guy who owns the company, the president, is on LinkedIn. And like a year or 2 ago, I just reached out to him and asked him a bunch of questions about how he got started and how how he's like does a lot of the stuff he does, and he gave me like a pretty extensive answer. So yeah, if you can get a mentor, that'll, it'll help you a ton. So number 2, the second thing that I use a lot is Chat GPT. So just even stuff like coming up with the idea for my company's names, or writing the proposal that I used and presented it to like Mocha Cafe and all the other coffee shops. It just comes up with so much stuff that just makes your life easier. In seconds, it can come up with a letter to a business that you can send out to a ton of businesses, to develop your ideas and so on. I feel that like one of the big skills going forward is going to be like who can use ChatGPT the best, to make their lives easier. So I'll ask it things like, based on what I've told you, like, what do you think my blind spots are? And it will, give you some honest feedback about like what areas you're actually not, very good in, or areas that you can work on. And it's definitely been a tool that I've been using quite a bit in the last like few months, and it honestly feels like I have multiple employees sometimes with how much I'm able to delegate to it. And so number 3, for me, it's been a therapist. So even as good as ChatGPT is, and as great as like a large language model is, there's still just blind spots in a machine just because you're the one typing in the information. So I've had some like stressors in my life over the past like couple months that I've just been struggling to get, to deal with and manage, and trying to use ChatGPT to work through these ideas. And a lot of it is about the fact that like I've been looking for a bookkeeping job for a few months, and my resume has been getting probably rejected by the scanners, and I've changed it a few times, haven't gotten any different results. And going to therapy helped me, just simply someone, I said, I really want certainty. I want, I want the certainty that someone with like a 9 to 5 job has, of like, you're gonna make this much money, this many hours. Because poker is basically, you sit there, maybe you make $100 today, maybe you lose $100, maybe you win 300 or lose 300. It's all over the place. And yeah, she essentially just said, you know, with your personality, you're not going to be satisfied if you work a 9 to 5. And like, yeah, I'm going to go into bookkeeping and I'm going to use it to leverage wealth and so on for a while, maybe a year, maybe more, I'm not sure yet. But, and I know that's true. I know that I've got the temperament and like the personality where I would much rather keep creating a bunch of, you know, events and companies and so on that are, you know, big with like community aspect and like social entrepreneurship aspects, and I won't feel fulfilled just working a 9 to 5, and I won't feel like I'm not feeling fulfilled in poker. So it makes a lot of sense, and I wasn't quite getting to that answer with ChatGPT. So yeah, those are the 3 tools that I've been using the most. And I think if I ever make a video that sort of breaks down kind of what I started with like a couple months ago, I've already made some pretty big leaps just with these tools. And I think that if you keep following along in the next like 2-3 months, 6 months at the most, people are going to be surprised with what I've all put together here. So I'll catch you in the next one, and keeps tuning in.